um, so welcome. As you have seen in my previous videos that I have in one of my video I have done the bisection method. So this is the same program that I have done, and now I will explain to what I have done in that program. So these are basically the header files required. This is the function. This math function is used for this pow. There is else there is no need. So our function is x cube minus 4x minus 9. So we have to find a root in a given range for this equation. Now the return type of this function is double. So this basically returns the y value corresponding to a x value, as if you remember y is equals to f of x. Now coming to the main function, there is no need for this error. A and b. Now a and b is basically the range value. A is the starting value and b is the ending value, like this. Okay, and here is the root. So let's go back to the program. Now I am finding c and v, which are corresponding to the initial value and the final value of the root. Now I have to check whether this values, the multiplication of these values is either greater than 0, equal to 0 or less than 0. If it is greater than 0, it means that this point, either the b point is here or the a point is here. So the multiplication will be positive here. Here also it will be positive. So if there cannot be a root in between these two range. Now we check that if it is equal to 0, then either c is equal to 0 or v equal to 0. Now if c is equal to 0, then the root is a. If you can easily understand it, and if v is equal to 0, the root will be b. Now the condition comes when c into v is less than 0. That is what is shown in the picture. So here we check the condition that a is less than b. As this is an approximation method, so you will understand that you have to modify the limit in order to reach the root. Now as this is the bisection method, so we bisect the range. So the root here is the bisection of a and b. Now we find the value pertaining to the bisected value. Now we check that whether this value is equal to 0 or not. If this value is equal to 0, we will come to this condition later. If this value is equal to 0, it will break out from this while loop and it will directly print the root. Now if it is non-zero, then we have to modify the range. That is, if suppose we get the root possibly here, so this multiplication, now we have to do a and this roots multiplication and see that whether this is negative or not, or if we get the root somewhere over here, then we have to check this multiplication with b and see whether the root lies in that range or not. If such a condition appears, then we modify the range. And finally, this is basically the terminating condition. If you have a greater range, it will break out from the root and it will print the root value. So this is it.